And in sports, Nyasa Big Bullets complete signing of Nigerian Babatunde Adepoju from rivals Mighty Wanderers. Now the news in detail. A public health expert has faulted government's plans to hold Independence Day celebrations on July 6 amid a fresh spike in the number of COVID-19 cases. Professor Maureen Chiro says this was risky and warned Malawi must take all precautions to stop the spike. Minister of Homeland Security Richard Chimwendo Banda, who is also chairperson of the Independence Day Celebration Task Force, has told journalists in Lilongwe Thursday that the celebrations will be held in all regions under strict COVID-19 preventive measures. According to Chimwendo, government is expected to blow 244 million kwacha for the celebrations. Alinafi Mlamba has filed a report. Ministers of Tourism, Health, Homeland Security, Information and Local Government told journalists in Lilongwe on Thursday that the 2021 Independence Day celebrations will be held in all regions. Chairperson of the Independence Day Task Force, Richard Chimwendo Banda, revealed that at least 244 million kwacha has been set aside to cater for costs for the celebrations. The news of the celebrations has come at a time figures of COVID-19 infections are rising, calling for the need for COVID-19 prevention protocol. But Chimwendo Banda said the celebrations will be limited due to the COVID-19 pandemic as government is adhering to COVID-19 preventive measures.
For Lilongwe, we have 600 people that are attending, and that's the Bingu International Conference Center. For Blanta, we have 500 people attending the Comensa Hall function. And for Nzuzu, we have got about 350 to 400 people attending the Grand Palace function. This will be done on the same day, on the same time, and almost same type of activities. But that Lilongwe is the main event. And we have prayers in the morning. And later on, we have dances, our traditional dances, and then we have artists performing poetry and then music.
Ironically, the 2020 Independence Day festivities were called off due to the COVID-19 pandemic as the country had recorded numerous positive cases and deaths. Health expert Professor Maureen Chiro feels government should have opted for another alternative as there is a risk.
Last year, the celebration was cancelled and people understood because of the situation. And I think this time they will understand even more because the numbers are increasing. So what I'm saying is that we could have a celebration, but do it virtually, whereby we just have the president and the other officials on TV to talk to us.
Malawi will be celebrating 57 years of independence under the theme, Building an Inclusive, Wealthy and self-reliant nation through mindset change and servant leadership. Meanwhile, people have taken to social media to oppose the blowing of 244 million kwacha for the celebrations when the country is going through a pandemic and a difficult economic time. The High Court in Lilongwe has set Monday, July 5, to rule on the specific number of people to be compensated for the water contamination incident in Lilongwe's Area 18, in which people were supplied sewage-contaminated water. Lawyer for the claimants, Gift Katundu, has told us that about 1,300 individuals demanded compensation in the case, but lawyers from Lilongwe City Council and Lilongwe Water Board think the number of claimants has been bloated. The contamination happened in 2017. Andrew Viano was at the court and now explains.
Barely 11 months after High Court Judge Kenyatta Nyirenda ordered Lilongwe City Council and Malawi Housing Corporation to pay in liabilities Area 18 water contamination victims, residents there are yet to be compensated. The delay follows disagreements between the two sides on the number of individuals to be compensated. While the victims argue that 1,300 individuals were affected, City Council and Malawi Housing Corporation are settling for 300 individuals that victims submitted initially. Speaking after hearing of the assessment process by Assistant Registrar of Courts Anthony Kapaswije, lawyer for the victims Gift Katundu says they await judgment of the court on the matter.
We were ready to start the assessment. Court was also ready, but our colleagues from the Lilongwe City Council and Malawi Housing had raised an issue which they said that those who were appearing on the list as claimants are not as the ones who had come today for assessment. The number was huge. That had come because of we had presented to the court as number of families. So in a family, you know what happens in a family. You don't expect one individual to come from that family. So our presentation was that each and every member of the family had presented a witness statement. So that had bloated the figure up to something like 1,000.
In July 2017, residents of Area 18 consumed water that was contaminated with sewage. Malawi Housing Corporation and Lilongwe City Council were faulted for the spillage that led to the residents taking unhygienic water.
Parliament has passed 6 bills, among them Tax Administration Bill and the Revenue Appeals Tribunal Bill. The 2 bills on tax seek to promote business approach to tax administration and will see the creation of a special tribunal to handle tax-related offences. Minister of Finance Felix Mlusu says the tribunal will be established immediately after President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera assents to the bills. Chimwemwe Padata reports.
Parliament Wednesday passed the Taxation Amendment Bill and value-added tax bills that will see government make a few tax adjustments in the 2021-2022 national budget. Key among them is the duty-free week. The process was not, however, without drama, as legislators from opposition benches opposed a clause in the amendment of taxes which requires Malawians to make prior payments of taxes before importing goods. The main opposition Democratic Progressive Party DPP spokesperson on finance, Joseph Mwanamveka, said the clause would affect small-scale businesses seeking to import goods and in the end impoverishing Malawians. Mwanamveka since asked the finance minister to do amendments on the bill to allow Malawians to benefit from the budget.
Our concern was for the SMEs, the small and medium enterprises, particularly the women and the youth that go to Tanzania, that go to Zambia, that go to Mozambique. Small traders, we said perhaps if they can, those can be excused. They should be considered, considering the situation on the ground now. Because as you know that most of the SMEs are having challenges in terms of doing business. So that was our concern. So we were not against the budget, neither we against the bill, but on a specific issue because we are concerned with the poor Malawians that are applying small trade.
In response, Finance Minister Felix Mlusu, however, said the clauses in question are aimed at widening tax base and compliance and could not be amended.
The advance tax, which is the one that the honourable members were querying, is that it does not apply to these people that are enjoying this 2.5 million kwacha duty-free position. So it was really a question of not full understanding. We tried to explain, but they had their own issues. I would like actually to clear this particular point and really say this to the women, to the ladies that do this cross-border trading, that whatever they're going to bring within that threshold of 2.5 million kwacha, that one advance tax will not apply.
The bill will, among others, see Malawians earning between 0 to 100,000 kwacha not paying tax, those earning between 100,000 kwacha to 1 million kwacha paying 25%, and those earning between 1 to 3 million kwacha will pay 30% tax, among other amendments.
Staying with Parliament, the House's Committee on Agriculture has expressed satisfaction at the progress of construction works of the Shire Valley Transformation Project. Committee Chairperson Samia Suleiman says all measures to protect the environment are being followed. The Shire Valley Transformation Program targets to directly benefit over 56,000 small and large-scale farmers. Masozi Kasambara reports from Chikwawa.
The Shire Valley Transformation Program is said to be the first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. With an irrigatable land of over 43,000 hectares, the program will see over 56,000 smallholder and large-scale farmers directly benefiting. Apart from seeking to increase agricultural productivity, Commercialization is another objective of the program. Authorities visiting the construction works are expressing satisfaction at the progress. Latest to visit the project has been the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture, under which irrigation directly falls. Committee Chairperson Samir Suleiman says he has all reasons to believe that the program will improve the sustainable management and utilization of natural resources.
So far, the progress is impressive. We are happy with what we are seeing. The first 6 kilometers, the first phase of the project is almost completed, and we expect to start the second phase soon. So, as a committee on agriculture, where irrigation falls directly under, we thought it was wise to come here, interact with the community, the contractors, and the Ministry of Irrigation to know more and to see exactly what are the works on the ground.
Meanwhile, money amounting to 1.4 billion kwacha has already been disbursed to households affected by the project as a compensation. The canal, which originates from Kapichira intake point in Chikwawa, will cover a total distance of 130 kilometers to Bangula in Nsanje. The Shire Valley Transformation Program had its proposal first made 80 years ago during the colonial era, but over the years it could not take shape. The project is being bankrolled by the World Bank. For Zodiak, Masos Kasambala reporting from Chikwawa.
Newly re-elected Member of Parliament from Karabe Central Constituency, Simon Vua Kaunda, says he will not withdraw his electoral case at the African Court on Human and People's Rights in Tanzania. In the case, Kaunda is seeking the review of a Supreme Court ruling which nullified the 2019 parliamentary election for the area. Vua Kaunda told us in an interview that he wants a logical end to the case. He explains more in this interview with Winston Kaimira.
We have left that to the court to decide because I was not satisfied with the ruling of the Supreme Court in Malawi, and therefore, because there was nowhere else to go, I decided to make an appeal to the African Court on Human and People's Rights, because we felt the people's rights are being violated, the people's rights are not being respected. So we asked the African Court on Human and People's Rights to make a review of the matter and give a determination. We also applied for a stay order of the election. So what the court said was they could not grant a stay, but they would proceed to make a review of the matter. So stage one was an application for stay, which was not granted, but stage two is a review of the determination of the Supreme Court in Malawi. So we have left that the court, allow the court to take place. However, the election has proceeded. Before the ruling of the African Court, we have decided to participate in the election, and we have won the election. The court matter will proceed, of course, so that the truth must come out.
So in this case, you are not planning to withdraw at the
No withdrawal. Allow the court, the African Court, to proceed with the matter.
And while highlighting that it is the right of the parliamentarian to access justice, legal expert Sunduzwa Madise observes that the judgment of the regional court shall be of less impact considering the new development.
He is entitled to have the matter held to its end. And the issue there was about his challenge on unsatisfaction with the decision that was made. So I think in that case, it would be right if he was to pursue it, because then his re-election doesn't change anything in terms of whatever he's there to complain. Whether, however, it is necessary for him to do that is something else. In my view, I think it might be an issue which may be academic after this, but he's entitled to get to the end of the issue.
You're watching the news here on Zodiac. We'll be back with more after this. Welcome back. Here are the top stories again. Health expert faults government for going ahead with plans to hold independence celebrations amid fresh spike in COVID-19 cases. High Court sets July 5 to rule on number of people to be compensated for the water contamination incident in Lilongwe's Area 18. Vua Kaunda not relenting with his electoral case at the AU Court despite election victory. And in sports, Nyasa Big Bullets complete signing of Nigerian Babatunde Adepoju from rivals Mighty Wanderers. Moving on with the news. Presidential advisor on safe motherhood, Dorothy Ngoma, has implored on religious leaders to hold traditional birth attendants from administering deliveries of pregnant mothers. Ngoma has observed with concern that pregnant women are shunning health facilities for fear of catching COVID-19. Christopher Sunday reports from Blantyre.
Special advisor to the President on Safe Motherhood, Dorothy Ngoma, says on average about 10 mothers die each day due to maternal-related complications. Ngoma blames the situation on the surging of COVID-19 cases as more women are shunning health facilities for delivery. She now wants religious leaders to move in to hard traditional birth attendants from administering deliveries of pregnant mothers.
We are also talking about the traditional birth attendants coming up, especially now with the issue of COVID and the fears. These traditional birth attendants live in our communities, in the villages, where some of these faith leaders come from.
Deputy Secretary General for Blantyre Synod, Reverend Moyenda Kandiero, says we'll use existing church structures to encourage women to deliver at hospitals.
So may I also recommend that if there are good policies, even maybe the former regime left them, we are supposed to take them on board. You know, at times we are not supposed to be called when things are worse. We are supposed to be called when things are also okay, to share notes and then we move on.
The sentiments came after Dorothy Ngoma engaged about 30 religious leaders to drill them on safe motherhood. Reporting for Zodiak from Blantyre, this is Christopher Sunday.
In business news, Malawi Bureau of Standards, MBS, has sealed Agrocom trading premises in Kanengo Lilongwe for allegedly changing expiry dates on some imported biscuits. MBS Senior Certification Officer Raphael Mpingo says the biscuits were due to expire this August and they were adding one more year to shelf life. Managing Director for Agrocom, Zamia Suleiman, says the act was not with intention of increasing shelf life of the biscuits but make the dates more visible. Andrew Viano has filed this report.
On Thursday, Malawi Bureau of Standards sued one of Agrocom Trading Limited's warehouses for allegedly changing expiry dates on some cartons of biscuits. According to MBS, this followed a tip from the public that the company had a truckload worth of biscuits which they were changing expiry dates and increase shelf life. MBS Senior Certification Officer Raphael Mpingo told us they would dispose of the biscuits and recall all the biscuits that were supplied on the market by the company.
As soon as we entered the warehouse, we were able to see that they were changing date codes of biscuits, sweets. So as you can see, this biscuit on the carton, the actual carton, it was changed, the original one, the original date, it was expiring in September 2021. But these guys, they changed the dates to September 2022. So this was in conflict with what the MBS Act provides.
Agrocom Managing Director Zamir Suleiman, while admitting that they were reprinting expiry dates, said increasing the shelf life by 1 year was made by mistake.
The boxes had become damaged by water a little bit, so the dates of the biscuits itself had been changed. So we were trying to replace. Unfortunately, my juniors had put 22 instead of 21, which we did not see. If we wanted to change, we have got so many biscuits which are also going to expire in August, November, December. Why only change 100 cartons or 50 cartons? So we don't accept these allegations.
Over 4,000 cartons of biscuits are expected to be disposed of from Agrocom for bearing counterfeit expiry dates.
Still in business, And TNM says it will make investments to help improve network coverage and number of phone users in the country. TNM Chief Marketing Officer Frank Magombo said this today as the company was ending its Tikolole promotion in the competition. A total of 30 people have won 1 million kwacha each, among other prizes. Magombo explains more in this new interview.
Mobile phones have got a power to change, have got a power to transform societies, to transform economies. Research has shown us that the more people are using mobile phones, that translates to improvement in the economy. And this is a fact that we understand, and that's the reason why actually we exist as TNM. And one of the areas that we know we need to continually work with our customers, our partners, to ensure they're happy, is to do with the cost of services or access to services. And we, as a business, we believe in what we call affordability, ensuring our services are affordable. So we want to make sure for every customer that is on TNM, they're happy with our services. And we have done this every year. We always make sure that our services are more affordable, that more customers can afford. And yes, over the recent years, I think because of COVID-19, there's been a spike in people using data. There's been a demand for more affordable data services. And this we have responded, and we'll continue as TNM to ensure that our customers have got affordable services. What is more important for us is to connect more Malawians. Today, Malawi has got a mobile penetration of less than 50%. All our neighbors, they've got more than 90%. If you go to the West, almost everyone has got access to the phone. Today, most people in our villages don't have access to the phone.
Now to sports. Nyasa Big Bullets FC has completed the signing of Nigerian striker Babatunde Adepoju on a 3-year contract, officials have confirmed. Babatunde was a free agent after expiry of his contract with Wanderers last month. The Nigerian becomes the People's Team's 4th signing as Bullets eye defending the TNM Super League Championship and participation in the CAF Champions League. Bright Kanyama reports.
Nyasa Big Bullets have played a fast one on some clubs who were reportedly on a hunt for Babatunde Adepoju's signature by roping in the 25-year-old Nigerian on a 3-year deal. Babatunde's contract with Mighty Wanderers came to an end last month and was a free agent until his transfer to Bullets. After signing the contract, the Nigerian-born told journalists that he wants to contribute to the club that has achieved a lot domestically.
I signed a 30-month contract with Before Wanderers, and that contract ended on 3rd of June 2021. I started receiving offers from different teams even before the expiry of my contract, but I was waiting from Wanderers being my parent club. It's now a month since my contract expired with them. Finally, I had to make a decision in joining Big Bullet. It feels good to be a Bullet player. I believe I will be able to contribute what I am capable of with the help of the Coach Pasua and the players. I know the teams has proper players and I believe I will add value.
Babatunde has become a 4th player to be signed by Callisto Pasua this season after defender Eric Kaonga, Alik Lungu and Paul Kasungwe. He also becomes the 2nd player to move from Wanderers to Bullets in 3 years after Precious Sambani, who signed in 2019. The Nigerian striker signed for the Laluban Boys from Masters Security in 2019. Bullets are strengthening their side as they are aiming to participate in this year's CAF Champions League as well as defend the TNM Super League they won in 2019. For Zodiak, this is Bright Kanyama.
That's about what we had time for in this news edition, but before we go, a look at the headlines. Health expert faults government for going ahead with plans to hold independence celebrations amid fresh spike in COVID-19 cases. High Court sets July 5 to rule on number of people to be compensated for water contamination incident in Lilongwe's Area 18. Vuakaunda not relenting with his electoral case at the AU Court despite election victory. And in sports, Nyasa Big Bullets complete signing of Nigerian Babatunde Adepoju from rivals Mighty Wanderers. Visit our website zodiacmalawi.com for more news. My name is Philip Caetano da Costa. Thanks for watching.